Good evening, friends. Today we are going to learn eukaryotic cells. So, today we are going to cover eukaryotic cells, nucleus, mitochondria, ribosome, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi, lysosome, cytoskeleton, and organelles. So, let's get started. First one is the eukaryotic cell. It's the basic unit of life. Ever wondered what makes up you at the tiniest level? Meet the eukaryotic cell, the basic unit of all plants, animals, fungi, and us humans. So here I showed you the picture of a cell under microscope. You can see, and that one is a normal pictorial representation of cell. But this one is under microscope, how cell is seen under microscope. Next slide, we are going to learn about nucleus, which is also known as the DNA control center. Why it is known as the DNA control center, in the next slide I am going to show you. Unlike bacteria, eukaryotic cell have a true nucleus, a control center that stores DNA, because the DNA stores in the nucleus. That's the blueprint of life. Here you can see in the blue portion, the dark blue portion, the middle circle is the nucleus, and here it's the yellow middle circle portion is the nucleus, surrounding by Golgi, mitochondria, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, and many more. So the middle portion is known as the nucleus. That's why it is also known as the DNA control center. Next slide is mitochondria, which is also known as the powerhouse. Whenever we need energy, that's the job of mitochondria, the powerhouse, producing ATP to fuel every action. So mitochondria, we can say it's the powerhouse of the cell for producing ATP. Here is a pictorial representation of how mitochondria looks like. Next slide is about ribosome, which is also known as a protein factory. Why? Because protein, the building block of life, are made by ribosome. Tiny but mighty factories. Yeah, that's why. You can here see a process of translation through which proteins are formed by ribosome. You can see in the demonstration I have showed in here in the slide. The next slide is all about endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is all about protein and lipid processing. The endoplasmic reticulum acts like a production line, processing protein and lipids. So it's basically nothing but protein and lipid processing. Here I showed the diagram of smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. You can see here also the smooth endoplasmic reticulum has no cistern, but the rough endoplasmic reticulum has cistern. So in the rough endoplasmic reticulum you can see the small dots known as ribosomes, but in the rough endoplasmic reticulum it has ribosome, but smooth endoplasmic has no ribosome. The next slide is all about Golgi. Golgi is basically like something packaging and transport, like packaging of some carton one over another, stacking like system. Then the Golgi apparatus packages and ships them to wherever they are needed, like the cell's post office. So Golgi is nothing but the cell's post office. See, I have told you the cartons stacked one over another. It's the diagram of the Golgi apparatus. It has cis phase, trans phase. It's like a compact system. Compact of cistern is the Golgi. Next slide we are going to cover the lysosome. Lysosome is basically one of the important thing. In human we have kidney, which is the waste recycler, but in cell we have the lysosome, which is the waste recycler. Even waste has a manager. Lysosome break down unwanted material, recycling them for reuse. It recycles the unwanted materials. Lysosome as the recycler. I showed you. Here is the lysosome diagram. Membrane. In the inside of the lysosome we have enzyme. In the outside, the rough portion, are the transport proteins. In the next slide we are going to cover cytoskeleton, which is basically the cell framework, and holding it all together, the cytoskeleton, a strong framework giving the cell its shape and movement. The cytoskeleton is basically nothing but the cell framework. In the next slide, I am going to show you what is cytoskeleton. Diagrammatically, you can see here inside the cytoskeleton we got the nucleus. There is a blue line around the nucleus is the microfilament, and the green lines at the central circle at the centrosome. The outer layer is the cell membrane, the inner layer is the cytoplasm, and the reddish line are the intermediate filaments, and the greenish long lines are the microtubules. So that's basically the cytoskeleton. The next slide, what are organelles? So all the cell, that is cytoskeleton, mitochondria, lysosomes, that form the organelles. From energy to recycling, every organelles play its part. Together, these tiny structures keep you alive every single second. As I said earlier, organelles basically all the things, that is lysosome, microtubule, rough endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome, nucleus. Together all they form the organelles. Follow for more zoology notes. Thank you.